Welcome to Landrianka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears to live an awesome life. There's some major shifts going on right now. How do I know? Things are accelerating. This is August of 2017. Things are accelerating, and I think we are on the precipice of some big things happening on this planet. So I've had a lot of really intense energies this month. A lot of things are happening at an accelerated rate, and I'm also feeling a lot of intense feelings, a lot of emotions as these things transition, as people get opportunities and start to take them, as other people are letting go of things that no longer serve them, as relationships start to change, because we're not going to go through Groundhog Day again, right? You find that a lot of things are coming back to you, and you're like, this time you're saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I've had to make a few of those decisions. I would normally go back into this, okay, I'll be open to whatever, and I'm realizing, wait a minute, you've been down this road before, and you have to protect yourself, even if it's a good opportunity that comes your way, or a really nice relationship. If you know it's something that hasn't served you in the past, and you have enough information, and your gut feeling tells you that this is just the same old thing happening, and that you're going to move on to new things, and you need to move on to those things. I think we're done with hanging on to the old stuff, the old ideas, the traditions, the self-limiting, thoughts and ideas. I think we're done with that, aren't we? There's no time like the present. Now, I've been dealing with a lot of people who, they're just hanging on to old, really self-defeating habits. They're creating problems where there are none. And then they don't understand why the rest of the world doesn't want to go along with them. They want reasons and problems. They want to point fingers. And if that's not you, then it's time to just let that go in peace. Now, I know a lot of you have family relationships that have been really challenging for you, and other kinds of relationships, work, financial relationships that have been challenging. So you have to take a good look at that and ask yourself, are you willing to let those go in peace? Not say, that's bad, or that's, when you start to take sides, you are still part of the problem. When you start to name something good or bad, and you don't let something go just because it just isn't who you are anymore, and you let it go because you're naming it bad, and so this is an enemy of some kind, and they're on the other side of the line, then you still haven't really gotten in touch with what it's all about, and that is, this is all just us experiencing ourselves. The one experiencing itself in every possible way, including going to the dark side. If there is only one thing, then everything is the one, right? One of you commented, I thought it was brilliant. It's like, you're looking outside as the one, and then you see this darkness, and you realize, that's I am also. And so then you can maybe be at peace with these dark sides, the things that are going on this planet. And when you are, it will actually start to shift, because you are no longer making it an enemy, something you're fighting against. So if you let these things go in peace, you're going to find you transitioning in the most unbelievably light way. If you still have this this dark stuff you're hanging on to, that, that's bad and they did bad, I'm so done with them, and you're not forgiving, you're not being compassionate, you're not understanding that is you in another form experiencing itself in a negative way that you hope comes out of that, right? What we want is we want the best for those other entities, but we still have to respect the fact that they have their own choice. If they want to stay in darkness, or in density, I should say, that's their choice. It's neither good nor bad. They'll eventually raise their vibration or frequency. The other thing is to say, well, we are higher beings. We are more spiritual. We are over here. No, wrong. Sorry, we're not. We're not. We are maybe resonating at a higher frequency, but if we're really truly resonating at a higher frequency, then we're not looking at anybody else as really any different than us, other than experiencing whatever they want to. And we still make our choices whether we hang out with them or not. But we're not putting thought in there. We're not putting categories. We're not naming anymore. It's just like, okay, there are some people that I just don't resonate with. I probably won't have conversations with them. That's okay. Smile, bless them. Don't put any thought into it, and you'll find your peeps, right? We always find our peeps that we hang out with. But there's all of this categorizing and, this person and that person, and we're one thing. We're one thing, and when you really come to terms with that, you realize we're all contributing to that collective consciousness of which we all share. Your idea isn't your idea. It's everybody's idea, and it's out there. And you can use it. Somebody else could use it. I think I already published it's a morphic field theory, which is brilliant, which is not separate from telepathy or anything else or quantum physics. Somehow these scientists always separate everything. The morphic field theory is that all information, all learning, all advancement is part of the collective consciousness and affects you. So if you get a room full of people that learn a crossword puzzle, and then you take that crossword puzzle after they do, you will actually score higher and quicker, according to this theory, than they did, because they're the ones that solved the problem in the first place. And once that information's out there, you're actually picking up on it. It's crazy, right? But these are tests. These are whole experiments that have been conducted that consistently show that this is real, because we're sharing the information. They call it the 100th monkey, but it's really not. When, the monkeys on this island figure out how to open up a coconut with a rock, immediately these other monkeys on the other side of the world are doing it. And it's not just the monkeys. You don't have to be a monkey. We are all sharing that information. We are advancing each other. So when you advance yourself, you advance everybody else out there that you claim you're different from. With their frequencies will raise. Again, we all have choice, not to be judged good or bad. And yes, some stuff doesn't feel good, and it's always going to be that way until this planet completely transitions to the higher dimensions. And not everybody's there yet. But until that happens, experience being human. There's some pain, there's some fear. We're on a roller coaster, but we don't have to be on this roller coaster. We can be on this one. The one where you do experience some pain, you do experience some things, but you don't have to suffer anymore. And you're up here, you're still on a very peaceful, higher level. And that's the place that we all want to get to. Just be and do. Be your best, that's all. You'll get there if you're not already there. And if you are there, you'll continue to go up. You don't have to think about this stuff. We're always thinking, we're always striving for something. As long as you're striving for something, it'll always be something in the future. There is no future. It's now. You're enlightened right now. You have to just know it and feel it and imagine it and know as soon as anything else comes in there that you don't have to pay attention to anymore. Yeah, I know. Not so easy to do, right? But you can do it. And it is possible because now we are in the new earth. And the new earth is allowing us the powers that we didn't have access as easily to, because we're ready for it. The energy has shifted, and now we do have access. More people are going to be connecting to information from the other side, listening their intuition, going with gut feelings, and it's going to work because they're realizing that's a real power that we all possess. So you don't have to think so hard. You don't have to name things. Let things go in peace. Let anything go in peace. Even if it's good stuff. I did a video when good habits are bad for you. There's no good and bad. But you know what I'm saying? We categorize things as you're doing all the right things. What if those right things aren't progressing you into where you want to be? What if you have to let go of those right things because society says that's the right way to live, and that's not how you really want to live anymore? You can let that good stuff go to accelerate yourself to another world that you want to experience. It's okay. So don't name anything good or bad. Just say, what is it I want now, right now? What does I want to be? I'm going to be that right now. Tell that story right now and be consistent. If you really want it, you can bring that into your reality in a much, much faster way than ever before. This is an awesome time to be alive. I know sometimes it doesn't seem like it. It's like, get me off this planet. What was I thinking? Because it is difficult. For all of us, no matter what, enlightened state you're in, it is difficult. That's part of the journey. You took it on, man. You took it on. So be your absolute best. Let go anything that no longer serves you in peace. Don't judge it. Don't, fight it. Don't keep it in your mind as something evil or negative. Bless it. Let it go. It served you for whatever reason it had to. It served its purpose in your life. And you chose it. You experienced it for a reason. You have to take responsibility for that if you really want to progress and release all of these negative energies that you may be carrying around because you think that you're some kind of a victim. You're not. Let everything go in peace. Everything go in peace. It's all part of what we are, what we're experiencing and learning. And your life doesn't have to be one of trouble, of struggle, of financial worries and all these other things. If you're done with it, let it go in peace. You know what? I think I'm done with being broke, or I think I'm done with being overweight. I don't need this extra weight. I think I'm done with it. I'm going to let it go. And you may find that you're just losing the weight because that's not who you are anymore. And you envision yourself thin and healthy, and then all of a sudden you're actually living that life every day because you are already feeling that you are that new person. And the weight drops off and you start eating healthier, and it's just automatically happening because you created that reality and you think of yourself as that new reality, and that new reality starts to come into particle form, and guess what? You're a skinny, healthy person. All of a sudden you're like, wow, I didn't even really have to work at that because I wasn't fighting it. That's what diets do. You're fighting this. Oh, I want those Cheetos, but no, I'm not going to do it. And you're thinking about it and you're battling because you really do want the Cheetos. You're probably thinking more about them, or the chocolate or whatever else. Nothing wrong with chocolate. So I want you to just be at peace with everything. Be at peace with it. And don't fight it. Release it. And if stuff comes back, you say, okay, there it is again. I'm going to release it again in peace. And you'll find that these things will actually start to shift in the most beautiful, positive way. And your life's going to be easier to deal with. You're going to feel at peace because there will be no conflict anymore with people or things or situations or jobs or relationships, whatever it is. There'll be no conflict. Even when you see things going on out there, yes, do your best. Help when you can. But you know what? We have to respect the journey. And that means starting with your own. Respect your journey. Be at peace with it. And go ahead. If you want to change that whole reality, you have that power. You have that power. Get to choose it right now. Decide, what's my reality? Okay, and then you envision that every day, and you are that. And you'll start to see everything around you shift. It is possible. And if you don't believe that, now, that's okay too. You're just going to stay in that reality that you don't like for whatever reason it's serving you, but you don't have to suffer anymore. Release. Be at peace. Send peace and light and love throughout this planet. Envision that beautiful light going out of peace and healing to everyone, because that is you. Everything is you. Sending you light, love, abundance, prosperity, health, joy, and peace. Namaste.